I had this talk with my partner that made me realize I had gotten away from myself. I'm usually an organized person. I enjoy living in my apartment that reflects a woman who loves art and design. But in different ways during the colder season, I've let that passion slip away. Do you hear the wind? Oh my goodness. My name is Mielle, and this talk is going to be about unbecoming the mess around you. Listen, this is why it's so important to have people in your life that are like truly honest with you and love you so much that they are willing to be honest with you, because in those moments is where you kind of like are able to see yourself from the outside in and see how you've been acting, see how you've been living, and being able to be like, wait, no, that's not me, that's not who I am, like I haven't been living my authentic self. And it kind of brings you back to reality and brings you back into the moment where you're like, okay, let me get back to myself. Clearly somewhere things got shifted and I haven't maintained, this ideal life or this preferred life for myself. One morning, early morning, I cleaned from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. I couldn't sleep, so I did what I do best and I got back to myself. Now, I do believe your home is a reflection of you, but also your reflection is a result of where you're looking. Sometimes we forget who we are and we forget why we have certain systems in place to remain connected to who we are. Then we just start becoming what is around us. Living alone has made it easy to live amongst my mess. I've been the cluttered dresser, the pile of clothes, and the forgotten mirrors. These things are not who I am at my core, but they reflected a part of me that knows how to maintain what my eyes are set on. I gradually started to unbecome the mess around me with the acknowledgement that I actually enjoy life much more when I'm surrounded by a space that reaffirms my loyalty to living intentionally. I've noticed that the way that I decorate my home, it's very like, I decorate in clusters. Like I'll choose a corner and fully decorate that corner. For example, I'll choose a different corner, fully decorate that, and I decorate in clusters. Like there are still parts of my apartment that are not decorated yet, and I was like, man, I think I want to like subscribe to some type of home decor magazine so I can continue to get inspiration, because there are just certain spots in my home that I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. This talk started off as like unbecoming the mess around you, and now it's kind of like morphing into this other message of how to add beauty into it. But as I was thinking that, my eyes trailed off to this book that I have on my TV, which I used to have on my coffee table for inspiration. And it is In the Company of Women. I've posted about this book on my Instagram before, like very briefly, but it's inspiration and advice from over 100 makers, artists, and entrepreneurs. And I originally had it because I enjoyed reading the interviews, but then I also realized that all of these pictures are showcasing art and designs. I feel like, you know how like when you're younger and you're just sitting on the carpet, the rug or whatever, and your teacher's reading to you and she's just like showing you the picture? That's how I feel right now. But anyways, I would always focus on, the part of the book that has the words, obviously, because that's where the interview is. But now that I'm like in this space of acknowledging all the empty spaces in my home and where beauty can exist, I was like, now I want to pay more attention to, the picture. I want to pay more attention to how this woman decorated her home, and I want to feel inspired by that. So it's kind of like you don't even have to go too much like outside of what you already have to find inspiration. But I had this book for so long, and now I'm finding like a new way to utilize it to, be inspired by the different beauty that is occurring. I think this is a fantastic book. Whenever I read just one interview, it doesn't even have to be like the whole page. Whenever I read like a little passage in it, I always get like inspired. What does success mean to you? Desiree says, the ability to support yourself through your work without compromising on vision or values. Also, I gotta do what the teachers do and give you like full scope, even though I already showed you this page. I love the different frames, and I think it'd be cool to do that. What characteristic do you most admire in other creative women? And Carla says, their ability to be comfortable with their uniqueness, be it their ideas that are out of their box, their fashion sense, their overall quirkiness, just their confident sense of self. In a world where so many people are trying to be like the majority, it's refreshing to see women courageously own who they are. Yeah. Anyways, I really do love this book. It's by Grace Boney. So this is now going to be like back on my coffee table so I can continue to bring in inspiration, realize how easy it is, or not even how easy, but to see that it is possible to get back to yourself. It's very easy to journey away from who you are, especially when you are surrounded by things that are pretty much the opposite of how you would prefer to exist and how you prefer to live. So it's very important to have like things around you that showcases, reflects the type of beauty that you want to see in the world, whether that being, you know, having a book nearby or, you know, consuming some type of like inspiration. A lot of the times I want my home to be the inspiration for me. I don't want to always have to like search outside of myself for that type of thing, which is why it's very important, you know, that I did this whole thing and unbecame the mess that was around me, because I wasn't feeling inspired. I wasn't, you know, really getting into my favorite hobbies like that, like such as writing and speaking, and I just felt like I was just in this cycle of maintaining messiness. That's the tea. That is the tea. I'm actually not drinking tea today. This is mushroom coffee from Rise. Have the energy and the focus that you need without that extra anxiousness. But that is all I have for today. I hope you found some type of inspiration or a wake-up call from this conversation, and I hope you do really well in life to the point where you are living amongst, you know, beauty, surrounding yourself with things that inspire you to maintain that person that you truly are. And that's all I got. Bye.